Yesterday, out of nowhere, Google reportedly gave the Pentagon access to its AI models for classified work, not for email drafts, not for spreadsheet cleanup, not for asking Gemini why your code works on localhost but instantly dies in production. Classified military work. It is 29/4/26, and you're watching the Daily Dose of AI. And this is not just another boring government software contract where somebody sells cloud storage, invoices the taxpayer, and calls it digital transformation. This is Google moving into the same classified AI lane as OpenAI, Anthropic, and Elon Musk's xAI. Basically, the Avengers of frontier AI, except every superhero has a compliance team, a defense contract, and a slightly terrifying terms of service update. Now, according to reports, the agreement allows the Pentagon to use Google's AI for any lawful government purpose. That sounds simple, but classified networks are not used for birthday invitations. They can be used for sensitive work like intelligence analysis, mission planning, classified document workflows, and even systems connected to weapons targeting. To be clear, this does not mean Gemini is sitting in a bunker personally choosing targets like some evil Google Docs extension, but it does mean frontier AI is moving deeper into military decision support systems, and that is where the controversy starts. Because Google says there are guardrails, the deal reportedly includes language saying the AI is not intended for domestic mass surveillance or autonomous weapons without proper human oversight, which sounds reassuring until you realize human oversight is one of those phrases that can mean anything from a trained officer carefully reviews every output to Dave clicked approve because the dashboard looked confident. But here's the thing, Google has already had this fight before. Back in 2018, Google employees protested Project Maven, a Pentagon AI project involving drone footage analysis. The backlash was so strong that Google eventually backed away from renewing the contract. Fast forward to 2026, and we are basically watching the sequel. Same ethical panic, bigger models, better invoices. And this time, the employee backlash is already loud. More than 600 Google workers reportedly signed a letter asking Sundar Pichai not to make Google's AI systems available for classified workloads. One Google DeepMind researcher, Andreas Kirsch, publicly said he was ashamed after the deal was reported, which is not exactly the customer testimonial Google public sector was hoping for. But Google is not alone here. In 2025, the Pentagon's Chief Digital and AI Office announced partnerships with Anthropic, Google, OpenAI, and xAI, each with a ceiling of up to $200 million. The goal was to build agentic AI workflows across national security mission areas. The Pentagon does not just want a chatbot, it wants AI agents that can plug into real workflows, search documents, summarize intelligence, assist planning, automate internal processes, and help people move faster inside massive government systems that probably still have software older than some YouTubers. That is the real business model here. The money is not in charging soldiers $20 a month for Gemini Advanced. The money is in secure deployments, classified cloud access, compliance, long-term procurement, and becoming the default AI layer inside government infrastructure. That is much stickier than a consumer chatbot subscription. And for developers, this is the signal. The AI race is no longer just about who wins benchmarks. It is not just GPT versus Gemini versus Claude versus Grok in some leaderboard cage fight. The next phase is about deployment. Who gets embedded into governments? Who gets trusted with sensitive data? Who becomes infrastructure? AI models still hallucinate. They still misread context. They still confidently generate nonsense with the emotional energy of a startup founder on LinkedIn. When that happens in a chatbot, it is annoying. When that happens inside a classified workflow, the stakes are much higher. A hallucination in your homework gives you a bad grade. A hallucination in defense planning could create false confidence inside a real decision chain. Now, does that mean governments should never use AI? No, that is not realistic. The US, China, Europe, and basically every serious military power on Earth are going to use AI. Pretending governments will avoid frontier models because it feels uncomfortable is like pretending teenagers will stop using TikTok because someone made a PDF about screen time. It is not happening. Once these models move into classified systems, the public does not get a product demo. Developers do not get a changelog. Employees do not get a clean GitHub issue saying, hey, is Gemini summarizing logistics reports or assisting something way darker? It becomes black box AI inside black box institutions. And that is the real story. Not that Google signed another enterprise deal. Not that the Pentagon wants AI. Of course it wants AI. The real story is that frontier AI is entering its military-industrial era. So the practical takeaway is simple. The AI war is no longer about chatbots. It is about infrastructure. Who owns it? Who controls it? Who audits it? And who gets paid when AI moves from the browser tab into the command center? Smash the like and subscribe button. And now the uncomfortable question is this. If private companies build the most powerful AI models, but governments use them inside classified systems, who is actually in control? Stay tuned for more AI updates.